Up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys with my NXT review. I'm gonna be talking about how I felt about NXT last night. I thought NXT last night was a decent show. I enjoyed NXT for what it was, but I felt like NXT was phoned in. It felt very phoned in to me. It felt like they were on cruise control last night on NXT. I mean, NXT did have that NXT feel to it, but it kind of didn't. It had that NXT feel, but it sort of didn't in a way. I mean, it did feel like an NXT show, but it kind of didn't in a way. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It felt like an NXT show, but it kind of didn't. If you guys understand what I'm saying. But NXT overall was a decent show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a very enjoyable show. So let's talk about the first match to start off NXT last night. Thea Hale versus Blake Monroe for the Women's North American Championship. This was a fun match. This was a very, very fun one-on-one women's match to start off NXT last night between Thea Hale and Blake Monroe for the Women's North American Championship. This was a very, very fun match. I enjoyed this match. I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable. I enjoyed this one-on-one women's match last night to start off NXT between Thea Hale and Blake Monroe. I thought it was very, very fun. And Thea Hale ends up beating Blake Monroe last night on NXT to start off NXT for the Women's North American Championship. But then Fightful goes on Twitter and tweets out that Thea Hale was not supposed to beat Blake Monroe last night on NXT. That was not supposed to happen. So according to Fightful last night on Twitter, Thea Hale was not supposed to beat Blake Monroe last night on NXT to start off NXT for the Women's North American Championship, but Thea Hale is your new Women's North American Champion. She did indeed beat Blake Monroe last night on NXT for the Women's North American Championship last night to start off NXT. Thea Hale is your new Women's North American Champion. So, I mean, there was some confusion. There was some confusion about after the match because they played Blake Monroe's music to end the match. They played Blake's music, and then they played Thea Hale's music right after. And then the ref was after the match. He was looking confused, like he didn't even know what happened. But Blake Monroe ended up, Thea Hale ended up going over on Blake Monroe last night on to start off NXT for the Women's North American Championship to start NXT. And then we had OTM versus Hank and Tank. This was a very, very decent 2-on-2 men's tag team match last night on NXT. This was a very fun to decent 2-on-2 men's tag team match on NXT last night with Hank and Tank versus OTM. And the team of Hank and Tank ended up picking up the win over OTM last night on NXT in a very fun to decent 2-on-2 men's tag team match last night on NXT. And then we had Kendall Gray and Rand Sinclair versus Fallon Henley and Laney Reed in a 2-on-2 women's tag team match last night on NXT. This was a very, very fun 2-on-2 women's tag team match last night on NXT with a team of Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair versus Fallon Henley and Laney Reed last night on NXT in a women's 2-on-2 tag team match. And this was a fun 2-on-2 women's tag team match last night on NXT with a team of Kendall Gray and Rand Sinclair versus Fallon Henley and Laney Reed last night on NXT. And the team of Rand Sinclair and Kendall Gray ended up picking up the win over Fallon Henley and Laney Reed last night on NXT in a women's 2-on-2 tag team match last night on NXT. And then we had the main event of NXT. We had last night. We had the main event of NXT, which was Leon Slater versus Dion Lennox versus Joe Hendry and Miles Bourne. This was a triple threat match last night on NXT in the main event for the new number one contendership for the men's NXT championship. This was a very, very kind of fun to decent main event last night on NXT with Miles Bourne versus Dion Lennox versus Joe Hendry versus Leon Slater last night in the main event of NXT to see who would become the new number one contender for the NXT Men's Championship last night on NXT. And Leon Slater ended up picking up the win over Miles Bourne, Joe Hendry, and Dion Lennox last night on NXT. And Leon Slater is your new number one contender for the NXT Men's Championship. He will face Leon Slater will face Oba for the Men's NXT Championship. And to close the show for NXT last night, we had a stare down between Oba Femi and Leon Slater to close the show last night for NXT. I thought the stare down between Oba Femi and Leon Slater last night to close NXT was awesome. I did like that. That was really, really cool. I did like the stare down between the two. That was really, really awesome. Really, really cool. I like how that closed the show last night for NXT with the stare down between Oba Femi and Leon Slater last night on NXT. So overall, I'm going to give NXT a 7.5 out of 10. I thought NXT was an enjoyable show. I thought it was a decent show. I enjoyed it. And yeah, guys, I thought NXT overall was a decent show. I thought it was an enjoyable show. I enjoyed NXT last night. So I'm going to give NXT from last night a 7.5 out of 10. If you guys like this NXT review, hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell to all. That way you guys don't miss any uploads or live streams from me. And thank you guys for watching this NXT review. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I want to say thank you guys for all your guys' continued love and support on these wrestling reviews. I truly, truly appreciate it. I love bringing these wrestling reviews to you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying these wrestling reviews. And guys, let me know what you guys thought about NXT down in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys thought about NXT last night down in the comment section below. And guys, also give me your rating for NXT also down in the comment section below. I'm giving NXT last night a 7.5 out of 10, guys. Please hit the like button on my videos and on my live streams. It's the lifeblood of my channel. It helps me and it helps push me through the YouTube algorithm. So guys, please hit the like button on my live streams and on my videos. I would really appreciate it. And guys, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching this NXT review, and I will see you guys back here tonight for the AEW Holiday Bash review. So yeah, guys, I will see you guys back here tonight for the AEW Dynamite review. Until then, you guys have a great evening, and I will see you guys back here tonight for the AEW Dynamite review. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you guys back here for the AEW Dynamite review. And until then, I'm out. You guys have a good one. I'm out, guys. Peace.